Do you know that heartbreak from toxic friends is worse than heartbreak from a lover? What's up, beautiful people? You're welcome to Travel Moments with me. Today, we're talking about Get Rid of Toxic Friends 2023. Do you have toxic friends? This is the video for you. We dive right into the story time. So, in secondary school, I noticed that the kind of friends I started to make were friends that needed some assurance that we would be BFFs forever. You know, that kind of friendship. And being in the boarding house in JS 1 and JS 2, I didn't really know much, but I was sure that I needed to find who I was. So after JS 2, I had to leave the boarding house. Reason being that the people I thought were good roommates and friends turned out to be frenemies. You know, they didn't like the fact that I could sing, I could talk about geography, I could talk about so many things, and you know that made me feel some type of way. So having this type of friends, you know, would make you see reasons why you need to get rid of them. So there are 7 types of toxic friends, okay? And before I get right into it, I just want to finish up the story. So I also noticed that the friends I had in primary school were way better because we were very innocent, very young. We just wanted to visit each other during holidays and spend time with each other when we didn't have assignments. And me being in Port Harcourt back then, before I moved to Coal City, I had the best friends ever, and I miss them. Sometimes I think about them and I'm like, everybody's grown. I still have pictures of them, and I just think about them and pray for them, you know. So the kind of friends I had in PH were innocent. We didn't know much, and they didn't have this kind of local mentality of, oh, it has to be just me that is popular, or me that is interested in school, or me that is the best in class. So even the ones that were not as bright as the others, we pushed them. We were together, you know. By the time I came here and then I got into JS1, I found out that it's not the same. You know, seniors would always want to bully junior students. They would always want to make you feel like you're not good enough. And I wasn't a fan of bullying. Even when I got to the senior class, I thought I was going to be wicked because of the bullying I experienced in my just one. So I took that energy, and I even ended up being toxic at some point. I became very bossy because I couldn't understand why you wouldn't do what I wanted you to do. Like, you know, that kind of thing. And senior class, the classmates I had, they were okay, but not so okay, because some of them, I'm not going to call names, were people I thought were going to be friends for a long time. But one told me to my face that she didn't see me as a friend. She just saw me as a schoolmate, and that's it. And I saw her as so much of a friend because anytime she asked me for something, I would give her anytime. So this is the user, and what they do is they just keep taking and they never give. Okay, so that's a type of toxic friend you need to get rid of, the user. Then I moved on and I had to heal. Being bossy was not a good thing. So if you're bossy, if you were just like me in high school, I think you should throw it away because it's not fun. Today's video was sponsored by my Amazon Kindle project program. So what I did was I registered Amazon and I was able to print out books. I was able to get some notebooks. So if you like the kind of notebooks I have, the link is down below. Check them out, and you have some ratings and some, you know, little fee for delivery. Then moving on to the university, I met one of the bullies.
Wow!
This is my senior, and she was terrified when she saw me because now I'm bigger than she is, and if she tries nonsense, I'll give it to her. Like, I didn't mind fighting. That's how tough I was. I became extremely tough, and I relied more on my masculine side than my feminine side. So it took me 3 years in the university to get rid of my masculine side, and people who knew me back then, who see me today, they can't believe this is me because they knew how I was. I was very authoritative. In fact, I was just bossy. But at some point, the good friends I had now started talking to me, but I still made some bad ones anyway, who were two-faced, and they were also there's this other thing they call them. Let me look. they were jokesters, meaning they would come to your face and say something humorous. To them it's humorous, but it's insulting. They would always call me a drama queen. I'm always dramatic, things like that. And they just turned out to be control freaks as well. They always wanted their way. That it was just too much. And I felt like if you're my friend, you should tell me when I'm doing something wrong and I would change. It took me time to understand these things, but these 7 types of toxic friends are real, and they would really come into your life at some point, and that's why I need to talk about them. So we have the bossy ones. Like I said, I was like that. Then we have the jokesters, we have the bad influence. Okay, we also have the flake. They are always dishonest. I met someone like this who was very dishonest, unreliable, and just uncertain with her decisions, and that made me stop being friends with her at some point. And we have the competitor. I met this once in high school, always competing, always trying to see if these students were better than boarders. I couldn't understand what that was. And me and my friend had a talk about this, and she said her coming to play with some of her primary school classmates that she met in secondary school, the same secondary school we went to, and them turning her into a laughing stock, making her feel like, oh, you're not a border, so you can't play with us, that kind of stupid, silly jokes. It really made her feel some type of way. And I just knew that it was time to tell her, get rid of those friends because they would mess you up. So coming down to 2020, I realized that these 4 friends of mine were not friends. They were users, they were jokesters, they were mean, and they were control freaks. And me being a generous person, me being someone that just loves to help everybody. So that's another toxic trait of mine that I needed to deal with, which is trying to overhelp people, trying to always be there for everyone. No, you can't. You can't do that. That's toxic. You kill yourself. You shouldn't be there for everybody at every chance and every time they call you. Sometimes be busy, be by yourself. Enjoy your alone time. One of my friends laughed at me the other day and was like, so now you have your alone time. You used to be always in everybody's faces. Yes, I understand. 2020 was a bad year. The same time I got rid of those friends, the same time my Instagram account got hacked, the same time I lost a lot of followers. So many things happened to me. My business kind of crashed. I had to start from beginning in 2021. So I cried so much. Do you know that heartbreak from toxic friends is worse than heartbreak from a lot? And that's why you need to get rid of them. You need to destroy that friendship and end it. So how I did it was I disconnected with them offline, online, in reality, and in the internet. I had to disconnect. I forgave myself for choosing those kind of friends who were from toxic backgrounds. That's what I would say. They were from toxic backgrounds, and they just didn't know how to love. Like I was raised in a home of love, and some of them were not. So I understood. I forgave them as well, because sometimes the place we were raised has a lot to do with the kind of friend you become. And if you don't get rid of that toxic trait, like mine being bossy and always in everybody's faces and trying to help, you would be in trouble. So I did that, and I got disconnected from them, and they still try to reach out to me on Telegram and Instagram. I don't let them do that. I block them. And then I set heavy boundaries for the friends that I have now and for myself. Okay, so the heavy boundaries doesn't mean that, oh, I can't joke with them. The boundaries I set is the kind of boundaries that are healthy. Like, don't get in each other's personal space without permission. That's the kind of boundary I set. Like, you need to ask for permission before you talk about certain sensitive topics, certain things that make somebody feel some type of way. You need to ask for permission, and that's what made me and my friend quarrel, but we're good now. And then I just had to stop thinking about them. So whenever I think about them now, because I've healed, I don't feel bad, not at all. I'm like, that's life. So now that we've talked about the 7 types of toxic friends to get rid of, you need to also know your boundaries as a human being. You also need to know the type of standards you set for yourself and for people around you, even family members, and people that you're connected to. Most importantly, your colleagues and the person you want to get married to. So you need to have a boundary. Even if you're married or you're single, it's very important. It will save you from stress, it will save you from toxicity, it will save you from bad blood. Yeah. So I just hope that with this story time, I was able to help someone out there who feels like they're always kind. It's time to be a bit wicked. Yeah, I said what I said. Being a bit wicked doesn't mean that you hate everyone or you dislike people. It means you set up good boundaries, like I always say, and set up a level of standard for making friends or choosing your friends. So I love my friends. The friends I have now are the best. I have very good friends now, and we love each other, and we have boundaries. We respect each other. There was no mutual respect when it comes to the kind of friends I had. They really broke my heart. I won't lie. It was the worst kind of breakup I've ever had to go through. It took me a whole year to get rid of them. It started in May 2020, ended in May 2021, and I'm grateful. And December, I got to see one, but just acted like he didn't exist. You don't exist to me. So they wish me happy birthday. I don't respond. Can they get the message, please? And that would be it for today. I hope you enjoyed my story time. I hope you were able to learn something that you'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be okay. Nothing is going to happen to you. And you're brave, you're strong. If you're healing from toxicity, then this was the video for you to watch, because you learned a few things. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with your loved ones. And I'll get to see you on another banging episode of Tranquil Moments with me. I love you guys, and we hit over 200 subscribers, so stay well, okay? I love you. You're special. Don't forget that.